Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel.
Hello.
It's been a while. The reason for that is it was my birthday, so we spent a couple of weekends. We had like a weekend with my family doing stuff, and then we were away at Everton and Toverland for my actual birthday. So loads of that content to come. But right now we're just going to rewind time back to August the 24th, which was a Saturday.
We went Pleasure Beach and it wasn't very good at all.
No, it was better than March, but still not great.
It was an experience to say the least.
Yeah, so we're just going to highlight where Pleasure Beach is going wrong, but of course we will also include some highlights of our trip there.
Basically, we picked the worst day to go. First of all, it was really busy.
Yeah,
it's very busy.
They've had like the whole year they've been quite quiet, but that Saturday, again, it was August bank holiday. It was summer holidays. It was so
insanely busy. Yeah. It was to the point where like Icon was like 120 minutes. We had some people in our group who needed the Easy Pass system, so we were making use of that, which was, it worked for them, but also I kind of think it's not implemented very well to the point where if you're stuck in an Easy Pass queue and there's certain things that can be triggered, I think it's pretty awfully accommodated, isn't it?
Yeah, plus a lot of the Easy Pass lines are also merged with Speedy Pass, so obviously you'd think they might also separate that, but again, a lot of the Blackpool queues are quite narrow, so they can't really accommodate the space for that. I think it worked way better when Easy Pass just went up the exit.
Yeah.
Like, just kept completely separate. But you know, that's the way
Definitely.
the park
I think the way the park probably sees it is there's probably a bit of an increased demand for Easy Pass.
Yeah.
It's a similar issue to what Merlin are dealing with at the minute, and a lot of other parks. At the end of the day, we're not the ones who are going to be struggling with that.
No,
it's other people. So,
and luckily, like our friends who do have the disabilities, they weren't affected by it. Yeah. But you know, other people could be.
People might, and this is the issue. This is what we're trying to say. In terms of rides, we rode a few. We rode a lot of the coasters. We did Valhalla a couple of times, which was excellent.
I loved it.
Did the dart rides minus River Caves because it was obviously shut.
Yeah,
yeah, pretty miserable. But the operations all around were just
poor,
terrible. Some of the dispatches I thought were insane. Big Dipper's on one train. I heard apparently they had like. They would needed to do some maintenance on the second train, which is fair enough. Completely get it. Icon on 3, good.
Yeah.
Good, pretty good. Big One on 2, good.
Until wind,
and then it closed, which is fine. But some other rides, particularly Revolution
was shocking.
Which is like, it runs one train. I think if you're on a one train service, you need to be able to dispatch that train as quickly as possible. It just felt like there wasn't really the sort of rush.
Yeah, no, they were kind of just like.
And it had a massive queue. It had like a 45-minute hour queue. Yeah. The whole staircase was full. So like, you know.
Even after like we'd had our friends' Easy Pass scan, we were probably up there for another 20 odd minutes.
20 minutes,
and
25 minutes.
We were only 2 trains behind.
Crazy. But, for ages.
Just to review the attractions one by one. The first, I think it was the first thing we did. I can't remember.
I think the first thing we did was Big One. It was Big One.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like we said, operations, amazing. We did that 2 or 3 times during the day. And then we went for a front row sunset ride and it shut because of the wind.
Yeah, I mean, is what it is. Like we say, we missed out on that.
We can't control the weather.
Did some of the other coasters. Icon, good as ever. And some people did Infusion, which seemed really quick as well in terms of operations, so that's good. Yeah. Revolution, just mentioned, was pretty slow. Grand National, running terribly, as ever.
But operated quite well, actually.
Yeah.
Although it was only on the 2 trains instead of the 4.
Big Dipper, which is where we had the Easy Pass issues, in terms of, it was so cramped because it's Speedy Pass and Easy Pass, and the exit all using one path, which is very narrow.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Not good enough. But yeah, what else we do? We did Nick Streak, which felt quite rough.
Yeah, that was easily the roughest thing. My favourite woodie at the park is Big Dipper anyway, and it's probably
I would
the one
agree
that
with
is running the best out of all of them.
A lot of the dark rides as well, like Alice, Wallace, were good. Ghost Train's
Yeah.
had some work.
Alice has had a lot of work done as well.
I
A lot
didn't
of
know that.
painted up sets and a few little added things here and there that I noticed. So that was really good. Ghost Train was like one of the biggest
Major work.
surprises.
Yeah.
And was one of my highlights of the day there. It was a really good ride to end on because like the changes to some of the scenes was so unexpected. It was a really nice surprise.
Yeah, lots of work been done in there, and it's really good. It helps the ride a lot.
And of course, Valhalla is the best ride in that park. Wow.
Yeah, honestly, I would go for Valhalla, Icon, big one, and I would happily just not ride anything else.
Yeah,
to be honest.
like
everything else
Jesus.
to me is not at the stand. Like, I get a lot of the
Big
rides are,
Dipper
oh,
for
Big
me
Dipper's
as well.
good. Grand National's a good laugh, I will say that. But I think a lot of the rides in Pleasure Beach now are being ran so horribly that I don't want to go and queue for them. Like, I just don't think it's worth it.
No, definitely not. But yeah, me, Yaz and Sean did Valhalla twice. Ewan just did it the once, but wow.
It was good. It was really good.
I love that thing. It's grown on me. Obviously, everyone loved the original soundtrack for how dramatic it was, but the new music and just the way that ride is going now is really good. And we were really lucky because the ride Ewan came on with us, we actually had all effects working, including the Ring of Fire.
It was great. Loved it.
And that was the first time you've actually seen it properly at its full potential.
It was quality. Did suck me though.
Yeah.
Be expected.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we got to talk about?
We went on flying machines for the first time in quite a while. It was so windy up there, but it was it was a really, really nice ride to go on at night. And then as soon as we got off that, it just bucketed down.
It was horrific. I think just in general with Pleasure Beach, like there's a lot of I think the kind of overall experience has gone down a lot from what it was in say like 2021.
Yeah, definitely.
Park's gone downhill.
I will say the new, I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Greek Kitchen or something. But with the pitters and the hummus, that new food unit is really good.
Next to Hot Ice by Wallace. Go and check it out. There's good food, to be fair.
Yeah, you had some nice halloumi fries.
Some halloumi fries, pretty good.
I had
just in it was all good, to be fair. Just in general, I think like
option, which a lot of parks don't do.
It's nice, you know. A lot of Alton Towers take the hint, do it. Healthier food would be great.
Loads of people love halloumi fries and hummus.
The things like
it's like a big thing.
I know halloumi fries aren't particularly healthy, but they had a lot of stuff going like olives and feta, stuff like that.
Loads
good.
of side salads. I think you could choose to have chips, but I think most of it was served with salad.
It's good. It was good.
We also had a bit of an issue with the locker system, where we paid for a large locker for our group, and someone's stuff was already in there, and the staff member was just a bit.
They were rude. Simple.
And then they gave us a medium locker, and we were like, "Well, can you refund us the difference?" Because And
I think it's only like a couple quid, but it's not. It's not the point. You paid for a large. You want to use me, but also just really inconvenienced today because every time we wanted to get the locker out, we had to go and get a member of staff.
Exactly.
Which shouldn't be the case. They should have just sorted it out for us, but no. I just think in general the overall experience is seriously lacking with Pleasure Beach now, and they're trying to charge like 200 and how much is the season pass renewal? It's like 200 quid, isn't it?
So the renewal is like 199, and the new pass holder is 229.
It's way too expensive for what it is. It's
to put it in like perspective, it's pretty much what you'd be paying for a Merlin Platinum pass.
Price is pretty much everyone but locals out because no one's going to pay that. People are going to pay for the Merlin pass instead. People are going to get an annual pass for parks that they live closer to. Things like Drayton Manor, for example,
also,
would make much more sense for that.
With us, with being part of the European Coaster Club, we get discounted tickets to Pleasure Beach anyway, so we'd rather use our discounted tickets than pay out for a pass.
Exactly.
Because after our last couple of experiences, we're not going to be rushing back. We're not going to do closing weekend. I think we might go and do opening weekend.
Yeah. I'd love Blackpool for the social aspect, but for the park, maybe not. Go and do Sandcastle instead.
Yeah, as you saw from our sandcastle review that I filmed on my own, we had a great time in there.
Yes.
It was a lot busier.
To be expected, summer.
A bit worrying, but yeah, overall better value for money.
It's seriously good value for money. Even I looked, and we're talking about maybe doing the cabana that they offer, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that expensive. You have to have at least 4 and then a maximum of 8 people, and you've got to pay £60 a person. You get the whole day in there, food, alcoholic drinks, hot tub, private area, spa access.
Yeah.
That's really good value, so we're going to do it.
Especially since, like, when we went in August, our 3-hour session, we didn't really have much time to do everything, whereas if you do the cabana, you don't just have a 3-hour session, you can stay in there for the whole time. If you just want to go out and have a break and have a drink, you just go and sit in the cabana, and then you can go back into the pools and the slides.
It's like, the way I see it, that is like paying for 2 sessions of admission, and then if you pay for the spa access, it's cheaper than that. So that's really good value for money in ways that Pleasure Beach probably falters, because things like, especially if you're going in the summer, you pay out for the day, you're probably not getting on too much because the operations are pretty slow. If you wanted to do hot ice, that's an extra charge, and it just works out at a lot of money.
Yeah, although the hot ice matinee, as far as I know, it always used to be free, and I'm pretty sure it's still free.
Yeah.
But then again,
you don't get the full show though.
If you're doing like a 10 till 9, that takes up a good hour and a half of your day on Pleasure Beach. But also, normally, the half of the show they perform at Hot Ice during the matinee is normally the second half, which is by far the superior half.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to sit through the first half, but you want to see like all the dramatic-y dances, then go and see the matinee for free.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say. Hot Ice is really good, but I think if Pleasure Beach do get this gyro swing next year, I don't think it justifies the increase of cost.
Yeah, no,
in the
not
season
just
pass.
one ride. Not just that, but like overall, the park need to communicate what's going on with River Caves, what's going on with Ice Blast. Like, no one knows.
There's a lot happening, and no one really knows what's going on, especially with this gyro swing. Where on earth is that going to go?
Yeah.
So we'll find out next season maybe, but it's one to watch.
Positives. Everything was kind of working. It wasn't like stuff was continuously breaking down. Rev was reliable, but just stupidly slow operations. I don't think Rev broke down once on our day there in August compared to the opening weekend. It's
crazy that to be fair, reliability of rides was okay.
It's just how they're being run.
It's just the operations and how long it takes to queue for them. And it's a similar problem at other UK parks, but at Pleasure Beach it never used to be like that.
It's noticeable, very noticeable now.
Yeah.
But still do go and support that park if you can. And also, let us know your thoughts on the season pass prices, as I'm sure a lot of people are kind of not that happy.
No, yeah, go on social media. It's no secret. People are fuming about it, and we're not going to be buying them because it just doesn't make any sense for us. But yeah.
No, when we had them in 2022,
it was great, but also it was about 100. How much was it? £130?
Yeah. We got the special deal. We got them for like £90.
Crazy. Oh, fair enough then. Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say give this video a like. We really appreciate it. Subscribe, of course.
Yeah.
Comment your opinions on Pleasure Beach and what they should do to improve the experience going forward overall. What do you think about in terms of like new edition that's come in? What do you think they should add? And what do you think they need to implement to just generally make the park more enjoyable?
And what do you think should replace Grand Prix? I'd love to know.
Coaster! Coaster, do it. Coaster. I don't know how they'd fit in, but given what they did with Icon.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Oh yeah, we did Avalanche.
That was another ride we did, but yeah, there we go. That's it.
Yeah. But we'll catch up with you guys soon.
See you soon. Bye.